Hey, this is Nick Nielsen, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a review of Intra Workout powder from DMoose. Now, I've reviewed a fair number of pieces of their training equipment in the past and found the quality to be good, so they came up with a supplement line, and I figured I want to try some of that out too, see how that would go. Now, here's what the product looks like. Give you a close-up view. I'll show you the ingredients. I'm not sure if that's going to do much of anything for you on a video, but I'm going to run through some of these ingredients and give you an idea of what this is for and what this is all about and how it's going to work. Now, intra-workout powder, that means powder that you take within a workout. So this is not pre-workout stuff, so there's no stimulants in here. It's not post-workout stuff, so it's not targeted with a lot of protein or after-workout stuff to help you recover like that. What you're looking for and what you're buying this for here is to take while you're training. Now, based on the ingredients that are in here, this is more appropriate for endurance or strength endurance or high volume type of training. If you're looking for something that'll keep you cranked up when you're doing like heavy weight, lots of rest in between sets, similar to powerlifting training, this is not going to be appropriate for you. This is not going to do, honestly, it's not going to do much of anything for you unless you're doing higher volume training such as endurance training. Now, based on the ingredients, I'll tell you exactly why this is. Now, one of the main things that you'll see on here, 15 grams of clustered dextrin. Now, this is a specialized carbohydrate. Now, it absorbs very easily. You don't have to worry about gastric emptying time as much as with other carbs, meaning that they get in and absorb through your stomach and into the small intestine very quickly. So they get absorbed very readily. Now, when you're doing heavy weight training, this is not a concern. What you've got on board with you right now is what you're working with when you're doing heavy training. When you're doing more endurance training, more high volume training, that's when you start to deplete your glycogen levels, and that's when you can benefit from something like this. So essentially for regular heavy weight training, this is not necessary. However, it can be very beneficial for the higher volume stuff. Now, it's also got beta-alanine, which is something that is also targeted towards improving endurance. This is a good supplement. I take beta-alanine regularly myself, just separate from this. Electrolyte blend is another good thing about this one, especially when you're doing endurance stuff and your body basically is kind of burning through some of these things. If you're doing low volume, heavier training, that's again not much of an issue. When you're into the endurance stuff, you get into more of an issue. For example, I've been using this for doing long distance loaded carries where I do farmer's walks, for example, up and down my street. When I'm doing this stuff, I'm going for like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and that becomes strength endurance training. So I fill up a bottle with some of this stuff, and I do notice a difference in basically the endurance when I'm training and picking the stuff up and carrying stuff around. I don't fade out as quickly, so I can keep going for longer intervals while I'm doing some of the long distance stuff, and I found this to be beneficial in that respect. There are some amino acids in here, such as branched chain amino acids, which do help with energy and help with recovery. It's good to have those in your system while you're training. They can be very useful for recovery. I mean, branched chain amino acids aren't so much for building muscle, to be honest. They haven't been really shown to do a whole lot in that department, but they can be used for energy while you're training. So those are kind of the main things with this product, is the branched chain amino acids, beta-alanine, and it's got a few other things in here. They're smaller amounts, so I'm not going to really get into them too much. But overall, it's a good product for the purpose for which it's intended, and that's endurance training, high volume kind of training. This is a watermelon flavored one. Watermelon-ish. It's watermelon-y, I'll give you that much. But it doesn't taste exactly like watermelon, but it's close enough, and it's decent flavor. It's not going to win any awards for best flavor or anything like that, but I think it's good, and it's definitely not something that will stop you from taking this stuff if you're doing the type of training that will benefit from taking this stuff. So again, this is the Intra Workout powder from DMoose.